Put this in your living room and let prosperity grow. Every day, there is something in your living room right now that may be deciding how long money stays in your life. Most people think Feng Shui is about attracting money, but the truth is, money doesn't stay where energy feels unstable. Your living room is the first place wealth decides whether it feels safe in your home. And there is one small object, often overlooked, that quietly helps prosperity settle, stabilize, and grow over time. But before placing it, there are a few common mistakes that silently push abundance away, even in beautiful homes. Today, you're going to find out what to remove, what to adjust, and the simple item that helps wealth feel at home with you. Welcome to Spark of Prosperity, where we translate classical Feng Shui wisdom into simple modern practices that help your home support abundance, clarity, and well-being. In traditional Feng Shui, there is one idea that has quietly endured for centuries. Wealth does not respond to force. It responds to balance, intention, and containment. And the first place where that balance must be established is the living room. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a humble yet powerful object that carries strong accumulating energy. When placed correctly, it acts like an energetic anchor, helping preserve wealth, stabilize finances, and gently activate prosperity for everyone in the household. But before we introduce anything new, we must first remove what blocks financial energy. Because no matter how supportive an object may be, if the living room is filled with subtle disruptions, wealth has nowhere to rest. So let's begin by clearing what quietly pushes prosperity away. 1. A sofa with its back to the door. In Feng Shui, the living room is the heart of interaction between your home and the outside world. Energy enters through the main door, moves through the living room, and then distributes itself throughout the house. The sofa represents support, emotional, physical, and financial. Ideally, it should receive incoming energy, not turn away from it. Yet many homes place the sofa with its back facing the entrance. People often say they feel slightly tense sitting there, easily startled, unable to fully relax. Energetically, this position represents a lack of backing, like facing away from opportunity. Over time, it can translate into missed chances, uncertainty in career decisions, and a constant sense of needing to stay on guard. It's similar to attending an important meeting while sitting with your back to the speaker. Even if you're qualified, you're not fully present. Whenever possible, place the sofa where it can see the door, or at least feel supported by a solid wall behind it. 2. Clocks that no longer work. Clocks symbolize rhythm, progress, and the passage of life energy. A working clock represents movement and continuity. A broken or stopped clock suggests stagnation. Many homes keep decorative clocks that haven't worked in months or even years. The hands frozen at a specific moment silently signal delay, pause, or being stuck. From a Feng Shui perspective, this can subtly affect motivation, decision-making, and momentum, especially in the living room, where energy should feel alive and flowing. If you keep a clock, make sure it works. Choose one with a calm design and place it on a side wall rather than directly facing the entrance or above seating areas. If it no longer serves a purpose, let it go. 3. Cracks, peeling paint, and unfinished walls. In Feng Shui, damaged walls are seen as energy leaks. Even small cracks act like tiny openings through which stability and resources slowly drain away. Psychologically, unfinished surfaces create discomfort. They signal neglect and incompleteness, feelings that quietly affect how secure we feel in our environment. Covering damage with artwork is only a temporary solution. Feng Shui emphasizes addressing issues at the root. Even patching a small nail hole is a symbolic act of sealing energy and restoring wholeness. I once worked with a household that struggled to maintain savings despite steady income. One corner of their living room had water damage that had been ignored for years. After repairing it and adjusting lighting, they reported feeling lighter and noticed fewer impulsive expenses almost immediately. 4. Mirrors used without intention. Mirrors are powerful energy tools. They reflect, amplify, and redirect, which makes them useful, but also risky. In the living room, where yang energy should gather and nourish the home, poorly placed mirrors can scatter energy instead. Large mirrors facing the front door, main seating area, or balcony often push energy right back out. This can lead to restlessness, difficulty focusing, and unstable finances. Mirrors that reflect bathrooms, staircases, or kitchens tend to magnify chaos rather than harmony. If you choose to use a mirror, keep it modest in size and let it reflect light, plants, or artwork, not entrances or high traffic zones. Like fire, mirrors are beneficial in the right place and destructive in the wrong one. 5. Photos of deceased, loved ones in the living room. Honoring ancestors is deeply meaningful, but the living room is a space of present life activity, movement, and growth. Displaying photos of those who have passed, especially in central locations, introduces heavy yin energy into a space that thrives on lightness. This doesn't bring harm, but it does soften vitality. A more suitable place is a quiet corner, altar, or low traffic area meant for reflection and remembrance. This honors loved ones while preserving the uplifting energy of your main living space. 6. Repeated arguments in the living room. Energy carries memory. When arguments happen repeatedly in the same space, emotional residue lingers. Over time, the living room may begin to feel heavy, even if nothing is visibly wrong. This affects connection, relaxation, and financial clarity, because prosperity thrives where energy feels calm and supportive. Try to reserve the living room for connection, warmth, and rest. Difficult conversations are best held in quieter, more private areas. When the living room is emotionally clean, it becomes fertile ground for abundance. Now that we've cleared these subtle blockages, we're ready to introduce the object that helps prosperity stay, and that object is the wealth jar. Unlike decorative symbols meant to attract attention, the wealth jar represents containment, preservation, and steady growth. In classical Feng Shui, it symbolizes the idea that wealth grows where energy is protected and allowed to settle. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. It quietly accumulates. The power of the wealth jar lies in its symbolism. A sealed container reflects stability, discretion, and long-term thinking. The same principles used by families and merchants who preserved wealth across generations. It also speaks to the subconscious. Every time you notice it, your mind registers safety, sufficiency, and continuity. Choose a jar that is round, with a wide belly and a smaller opening. This shape symbolizes abundance that gathers and stays. Ceramic or glass are ideal materials. Soft, earthy colors work best. Inside, place a few real coins, dried cinnamon or nutmeg, and a small crystal such as citron or clear quartz. Add a handwritten affirmation in the present tense like, "I live with ease, stability, and sustainable abundance." Place the jar in the southeast area of your living room, the traditional wealth sector. or in a quiet, grounded spot away from doors, bathrooms, and heavy traffic. Keep it at about waist height or lower. Wealth grows from the ground up. You don't need rituals or ceremonies. Simply care for it occasionally with intention and gratitude. Because Feng Shui is not magic, it is awareness. When your space reflects stability, respect, and clarity, your decisions begin to follow the same pattern. Your home does not need to be luxurious. It needs to be aligned. If this resonated with you, leave a comment below. I choose stability. I welcome abundance into my home. And don't forget to subscribe to Spark of Prosperity for more practical Feng Shui guidance to help you create a home that truly supports your life, your goals, and your growth.